She disappears for 2 months and then comes back with a bunch of books. Who's surprised? Show of hands. Anybody? Hello people of the internet, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah if you're new. First and foremost, I have to apologize for my terrible voice. I have been sick on and off for about 2 weeks at this point, and my voice has taken a toll. So I hope it's not too terrible for you. I've definitely sounded worse, but there's really nothing else I can do about it. So I wanted to get that out of the way first. Second, I wanted to acknowledge the fact that even though I am very, very new here on YouTube, I did take a little bit of a break. The last video I filmed was back in November, and I've really been quiet on social media and pretty much posted nothing. So I kind of want to acknowledge that for just a second. So basically these past few months have been one of the darkest, hardest, heaviest times of my entire life. And I promise I'm not being dramatic when I say that. My grandfather, who is very, 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 very dear to my heart, he got sick. He got diagnosed with stage 3 lung cancer, and he did all of his treatments and everything, and right afterwards he contracted pneumonia. And if you know anything about lung cancer, then you know that pneumonia can be very deadly to a person of that degree. Basically, he was put in the hospital to treat the pneumonia as well as another infection that he had in his blood. And he was in the hospital for almost a month. He spent Christmas in the hospital as well as my family. And honestly, nothing good happened in the hospital. It was bad news after bad news after bad news. He suffered so hard in the hospital. Nothing was going right for him, and it was just extremely, extremely hard to watch. The 1st of January, he had enough. He found peace with it, and he asked us to call hospice, and so we did. And honestly, like those last few days that we had with him on hospice, I would not change a thing about them. And I'm so thankful that we did have those last few days with him, and that I got to spend that one-on-one time with him. And because I know not everyone gets that with their loved one, and it's just been extremely hard. He did end up passing away on the 9th of January, and it was extremely hard. And I realized that not everyone has a close relationship with their grandfather, but mine meant absolutely everything to me. He was one of my best friends in the entire world. Even as I'm telling you this, I do realize that it's very personal of me to share that. But I do want you to know that if I want to have a community here on YouTube, and I want to build friendships with all of you, I want you to be part of my life. And that has been my life for the past month and a half. And ever since he passed away, I have done nothing but battle sickness. I've had laryngitis twice. I've had fevers, coughings, sneezing, all of the things. And my family even caught COVID right after his funeral. So it's not been fun. It has not been a fun time. So taking this break was more out of necessity than anything. Life pretty much stopped. The only thing that did not stop was my career, my job. I couldn't stop teaching and basically surviving. So those two things did not stop for me, but that's pretty much it. Everything else just was put on a back burner. I think I read a total of 3 books the entire month of January, if that. So I just wanted to be open and honest about that, and just know that if you were also going through a trying time, or if you've lost a loved one, You're not alone in feeling down, and it's okay to feel that way. It's okay not to feel happy and joyful all the time. I feel like, honestly, I've been walking around with this huge gray cloud above my head for about a month now. And you know what? It's okay, because that's part of life. And I'm taking this time to grieve, and I'm taking this time to kind of just work this out myself and try and get through it. Yes, so that is what's been going on here recently. I'm so sorry that I kind of disappeared without any trace, but it was more so out of necessity than anything. So today I did want to just kind of come back and kind of make a more steady routine and do things that bring me joy, and talking about books brings me joy. So I'm going to be showing you all the books that I have collected over the past couple months since my last book haul. I think back in October or something like that. So, and I've got quite a few. Okay, so to get us started, I want to show you the package that I just got. I ordered 3 books that I am so excited about, and they just now delivered. Like, literally, I just got this off of my porch. So I wanted to show you and open it with you right now. Here's the box. I'm gonna open it with you right now. I'm so excited about what's in here. So let's get our scissors. I just love the serotonin you get from opening Amazon packages. There's honestly nothing better. Okay, so I ordered 3 books, but I guess the third one is on its way. There's only 2 books in here. The first book is one of my anticipated releases that has recently come out, and that is How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. Grady Hendrix wrote one of my favorite books of all time, The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I love that one so much, and I just love how Grady Hendrix mixes horror with humor. Like, it's never been done before, and I love his writing so much. I didn't really like the Final Girl support group, but we won't talk about that one. We'll talk about this one. I am so excited. I love a good haunted house story, and as soon as I found out that he was writing a haunted house story, I needed it. The next book that is in here is a cozy, and that is Vinyl Resting Place by Olivia Black. I don't know a ton about this one. All I know is that it takes place at a family record shop, and I just think that sounds so cute. And honestly, I found a new love for cozy mysteries. I've been buying them like crazy. You're gonna see a bunch of them in this haul, and I don't know, this one just looks so stinking cute, and I am a sucker for a cute cover, so pretty excited about this one. The third book that I ordered is not here yet, which is so sad, but it's honestly one of my biggest anticipated releases of the whole year, and that is The Final Offer by Lauren Asher. If you are a romance reader and have not read anything by Lauren Asher, I highly recommend that you do. She is such a great romance author. So this particular series is called the Dreamland Billionaire series. It follows 3 brothers that own an amusement park. I'm kind of thinking like Disney World sort of thing. It just follows them as each one of them like power struggle in running this business. The first book follows Rowan, the second book follows Declan, and the third book follows Cal. And you see all the brothers within all the books. I am so excited about Cal. I feel like I have a hunch that Cal is going to be my favorite brother, because he is just giving off amazing golden retriever vibes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. He's the biggest sunshine character I've ever seen. And yeah, I personally didn't care for Declan that much. I really liked Rowan's story. All of them so far have been 5 stars, and I don't think this one's going to be any different. The next book I want to show you is actually already on my shelf on full display, and that is right there. And that is Have I Told You This Already by the one and only Lauren Graham. Guys, did you know that Lauren Graham was a best-selling author? Because Gilmore Girls is literally my entire personality at this point, and I didn't know she wrote books, okay? And this cover, Yellow is my favorite color, so of course it's going to be like front and center on my shelves. And it's got Lauren Graham on the front. I mean, I don't even know what this story is centered around. I'm assuming that it's a memoir of her life and the different things that she's been through. I don't even care. I love her so much. Going back to the topic of cozy mysteries, again, guys, I have been buying them like crazy. I don't know what's gotten into me, but I've literally been buying every single one that I see, okay? No cozy is safe around me, okay? Because I will buy it. And I'm going to show you all the cozy mysteries that I've purchased now. I'm sorry if the angle changed a little bit. I got a little excited trying to grab my cozies and knocked my tripod over, so I'm sorry about that. But let me get the cozies. Okay, the first cozy that I want to show you is the Cozy Hollow Book Club pick for the month of February. I will link the accounts of the ladies that run that book club, and that is Pride, Prejudice, and Peril by Katie Oliver. I know nothing about this one. All I know is that it's part of the Jane Austen Tea Society mystery series, and I've heard nothing but good things about these series. I'm not really a classics fan. I've not even read Jane Austen, but I'm here for a cozy mystery inspired by something classic. So here we go, I guess. The next cozy mystery I picked up solely based on the author, and that is Meet Your Baker by Ellie Alexander. Ellie Alexander is a huge name in the cozy mystery genre, and she does have quite a few books. And personally, I adore cozy mysteries that are about baking, about food in general, and honestly, I think that's why I love the genre so much. But this one just looks so stinking cute, and there are quite a few books in this series. I'm so excited to give Ellie Alexander a good go. And then I started getting crazy and buying like a whole series. Okay, I ended up buying the whole series of the Noodle Shop Mystery. I think maybe I'm missing one book. Maybe. But this series is by Vivian Chin. The first book is Death by Dumpling. I actually read this one in the month of January. This was one of like the 3 books that I read, and I absolutely loved it. Oh my goodness. It is my favorite thing in the entire world when the detective and the main characters start this really swoony romance. Okay, that's my favorite thing. Not saying that happens in here, but just laying that out there. This was a solid 5 out of 5, and I don't think that the series is going to be any different. So like I said, the first book is called Death by Dumpling. The second book is Dim Sum of All Fears. The third book is Murder Lo Mein. Fourth book is Killer Kung Pao. The fourth book is called Hot and Sour Suspects. Again, I think I'm missing at least one book, so I may have got those out of order. But those are the books in the series that I have accumulated. And then I bought another series. Why stop there? Okay. Did I buy this series before having the first book? Yes. I bought like books 2 through 5. Why? I don't know, okay? I just love them. The titles on these books are to die for. I just love them so much. I know nothing about this. I don't have the first book, but I think it's called like Cookie Dough or Die or something like that. I really need to get my hands on that one. Again, I may have these out of order, and if I do, I apologize. But the second book is A Cookie Before Dying. The third book is When the Cookie Crumbles. Fourth book is One Dead Cookie. Fifth book is Dead Men Don't Eat Cookies. And the last book that I have in the series is Cookies and Scream. I mean, who cannot enjoy a cozy mystery series about cookies? Alright, the next few books that I want to haul are some. The first one is The X Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon. I've heard nothing but good things about this one. Basically, it is following 2 talk show hosts, or they run a podcast or something, or on the radio or something, and their banter is so good that they have to like pretend they're dating, and then they have to pretend to break up and pretend they're exes. And I just love that idea. I love the idea of like a talk show or a podcast. So I'm pretty excited about this one. The next one is A Brush with Love by Maisie Eddings. Again, this is another one that I've constantly seen at Barnes & Noble that I just cannot get over the cover. I think it is a dentist romance. I think it has to do with a dental student. Yeah, so basically they're going through their dental residency and they come across each other. And I think that they have different like levels of passion for the industry, and I'm just so excited about this one. The next one is one that the Book Talk girlies have already had their hands on, and that is The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. I have heard mixed things about this one. Honestly, I'm a little intimidated because it's a very chunky romance. Anything you hear about this one revolves around this guy right here. I believe his name is Aaron Blackford. Aaron Blackford. And again, apparently he's the ultimate book boyfriend. But again, I'm a little intimidated by this one because I have heard some pretty mixed things about it. I don't know. We'll see. This one is The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary. I read The Switch by Beth O'Leary and really enjoyed that one. I think this one follows two people that are forced to share a flat, but they never like cross paths. I think like she works at night and he works during the day or something like that. Like they never cross paths, but they have to share a flat. So excited about that one. The next one is The Layover by Lacey Walden. Honestly, this whole cover, these whole vibes give me summer vacation vibes, and I can't wait to be reading in the sun with this book. Just look how stinking cute. Can you tell I buy a lot of my books based on their covers? That's probably not a healthy habit, but the next one is one I was just so excited to see at McKay's because this is such a popular book. I know it was a lot of people's best book of the year for 2022, and that is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. This one follows Daniel and Alexis. Basically, all I know about this one is Daniel is a carpenter who is from a small town, and Alexis is this ER doctor that comes from the big city, and they kind of cross paths and they're trying to collide both of their worlds together. I'm kind of intimidated about it because, you know, I don't want to be the one that's like, oh, I don't really like it. But again, I've heard really good things about it, so I have some pretty high hopes about it. The next book is one that I'm currently making my way through right now, and that is Addicted You by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is the first book in the Addicted Calloway series. This one follows Lily and Lo, and Lily and Lo are both battling addictions of their own. They're actually having to fake date because both of their families own pretty big businesses, and so their family kind of wants them together, and so they're forced to fake date, and so they do live together, but they are just friends, kind of dealing with each other's addiction one day at a time. And honestly, I'm not that far into it. I'm actually on page 100, and honestly, so far, I'm really loving it. It is a heavier book, so please be aware of that. It's definitely got some pretty heavy topics and pretty heavy conversations in here, so tread with caution. Next is a book that I am so excited to get to, and that is X's and O's by Amy Lee. This is the buddy read for a read-a-thon that I'm participating in, and it's called the X's and O's. I will also link the channels down below who are hosting that read-a-thon. I am so excited to participate in this read-a-thon, and this book gives me all of the Valentine's Day vibes. I mean, come on. I actually own the first book by Amy Lee. I think it's called Set on You, and I haven't been able to pick that one up yet, but hopefully I can get to this one before the read-a-thon ends. Again, so I can participate in that discussion for the buddy read. Next is yet another romance, and that is The Boy with the Bookstore by Sarah... Oh gosh. I'm going to just say Sarah Smith, and there is one of her names. I'm sorry, I'm not going to butcher that for you. But honestly, I was just strolling through Barnes & Noble because book shopping is my therapy at this point. So I just really liked the cover of this one. All I know is that this guy right here, he owns a bookstore, and this girl right here, she has a bakery, I believe. Yes. So that's it. That's all I know. I mean, do you really need to know anymore? Next book is yet another romance. I'm so sorry about all the romances. Oh my gosh. I've hauled so many romances. People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I have not read a Emily Henry yet. I picked up Beach Read and ended up putting it down. I didn't really DNF it, but I just kind of put it down because it's not what I wanted at the time. But I know Emily Henry does banter like no other, and I have heard really good things about this one. Again, this is another fan favorite that I need to get read. The next book I want to show you is a book that I got from Book of the Month, and that is the most beautiful book on my shelf, Lunar Love by Lauren Kung Jessen. I actually put this on my Bookstagram, and the author commented back. I was dying. I was like, oh my gosh, is this not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your entire life? This one is following Olivia, and Olivia owns a matchmaking business, and I am just, honestly, I'm so excited about the whole Lunar New Year representation and the whole Chinese representation. I love reading about Lunar New Year. It's actually one of the things we study in 2nd grade, and I just love everything about it, so I'm pretty excited about this one. These next books are books that I was gifted. I did have a birthday during my whole break from YouTube, and of course we had Christmas. My family has not celebrated Christmas yet because obviously we spent Christmas in the hospital and we've been sick, but I did collect a few books from Christmas and from my birthday, so I wanted to show you those now. The next books I want to show you is a collection of books, but it's down here on the bottom shelf, and honestly I don't want to get it out because it's a big box set, and that is the whole Shatter Me series. My husband gifted this for me for Christmas, and I shrieked when I opened it because I'm so excited. I honestly feel like this is probably going to be my favorite series of all time. I've read the first book and the novella. So I'm not super far into the series, but I can already tell that this is going to be a favorite of all time. Basically, this is following Juliet, and Juliet's touch is lethal. So if you get touched by her, then you will probably die, my friend. Honestly, I don't know what I would call it. It's a young adult fantasy ? I don't really know what it was classified as. It's not super fantastical. It's more so like more political and more power driven than anything. But oh my gosh, it's so high stakes, and I absolutely have enjoyed what I've read so far. I highly recommend this series. This book is another book that I was gifted by one of my best friends in the entire world, and that is Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry by Joya Goffney. I hope I said that right. But I know this one is on Kindle, but I'm so excited to actually own it. This one is following Quinn, and Quinn really likes to make lists in her journal, and I know that she made a list about things I would never admit out loud, and basically someone releases that to the public and is blackmailing her now. So, and somewhere along the lines we meet Carter, and I would just like to know what he has to do with the whole shenanigan. My camera battery is dying, so I need to kind of make it quick. Next book. It Starts With Us by the one and only Colleen Hoover. I have not read It Ends With Us. I am honestly not mentally prepared to pick up that book right now. So I will eventually do that, but after I get out of all this. And this is the sequel. So I know that it's a fan favorite, and I trust all of you, and yep, I'll pick this up at a later time when I am doing better mentally, but not right now. Okay, I've talked my camera to death and my battery's dying, so you're gonna have to give me a second to go get a new battery. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, that's better. I'm sorry if the angle moved just a little, but at least we're not dying anymore. I think we're okay. So, did I need to go book shopping today? No. Did I? Yes. Yes, I did. Again, Gilmore Girls is my whole personality at this point, so I mean, it's only appropriate that I have a Gilmore Girls bag to carry my books in. Did I buy more cozy mysteries? Yes, my goodness. I'm sorry. I should just title this book called, like, Cozy Mysteries and Romances, because I didn't buy a single thriller. Who am I? So, here I am again, buying series before I even try them. This Cozy Mystery series I picked up just because of the title of the series. The title of the series is called A Booktown Mystery. I love books, I love small towns, and I love mysteries. Thus, I needed all three of them because I have a problem. First one is called Murder is Binding by Lorna Barrett. Again, I think Laura Barrett is another big author in the cozy mystery genre. The second one is called Bookmarked for Death. And there's recipes in the back of these, which I just love about cozy mysteries. The third one is called A Book Plate Special by Lorna Barrett as well. Again, I don't know much about these. All I know is that there is a bookshop in a small town. And honestly, like, those are my buzzwords. Next is a Bayou Book Thief by Ellen Byron. This is a vintage cookbook mystery. I was reading a little bit about this one, and I know it sets place in New Orleans, which is honestly one of my bucket list places to go. I want to visit New Orleans so badly. If you have been to New Orleans or have visited or even lived there, please let me know down below if I should make it a priority to go. Last book. I think it's the last book. Like, I'm sure that there are other books that I've bought and just put on my shelf. And I'm sure there's other books that I have gotten and received and bought that I have not shown you. But again, we'd be here all day if I went through them all. Is Stepping Stones by Lucy Nicely. This is the first book in this graphic novel series. I read Apple Crush back in the fall and absolutely loved it. I thought it was so cute, and this is the first book. Honestly, I'm hoping to revisit this whole duo in the fall time of this year. Again, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the vibrance, the colors, and everything about this one, the friendship and the little romance that took place. If you made it this far into the video, please leave me a magnifying glass because I'm going to be reading cozy mysteries for the next decade. If you got any recommendations, let me know what you're reading for this month. I would love to know. Or you just want to catch up with me, absolutely, and in the comment section. Again, thank you so much for some of you reaching out to me during this really, really difficult time. Thank you for supporting my channel and watching me. Honestly, anything you do in support of my channel helps me, and I am just so eternally grateful for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.